Hi again. Today I felt like talking about self-worth and empowering yourself to stand up for yourself. A lot of people tend to devalue themselves in different ways, unnecessarily, because they're not recognizing their own just quality, value, their own meaning, their own purpose. So they allow other people's opinions to, and their own opinion of themselves, to actually reduce their actual true capacity, and they see themselves as less than they are, so their actions kind of support the way they see themselves. And it's not always it's not always like it's not fully aware. Like the person may not be aware of what they're doing because they're so used to it. And it's a pattern that can happen in different parts of someone's life, like relationship, work, home life, all of that. And unless they start to catch themselves devaluing themselves, it's hard to break it. So I'll give examples. I could probably start with my own because I still do it to some extent, trying to do it less and less. But the more I see who I am and what I can do in this world and the goodness that I am, the less likely I'm going to fall into these traps of coming across people who don't value me, because the more I value me, the more the people around me will value and respect me. Because there's a level of disrespect for oneself that attracts someone who doesn't respect you, right? And for me, it's been through career, not fully valuing the amount of wisdom that I actually have to share with people. And sorry about that, my video cut off. And I haven't really allowed myself to overcome those barriers fully until more recently, and there's still more work to be done. But I do believe that the more I am myself, the more value I see in myself, the more others are seeing my value. Like just recently, my classes are full, my yoga classes are full, and I don't think they have been this full ever. But that's because I've been more free in the way I'm teaching and allowing myself to connect to what feels right to me. And the more I do that, the more the truth comes out. And the more I see my worth and my value in this world and my part in this world, the more people who want to hear me and want to learn from me, the more they're drawn to me, and the more I can help people even, right? And then, there's going to be those people that could be family, could be close friends. Sometimes they're there to remind you of your own wounds. So if I had any traumas growing up, say, it could be anything really that translates into not feeling worthy, but I could have had someone say to me, and this is not far from the truth, I could have someone say to me that, I'm not that good at anything, or all I can do is read books and I should get a real job, So these are kind of like things that people experience in their lives to make them feel like they're not of value, because people close to them are the best ones to sort of poke at the wounds that need to be healed, right? And this goes for relationships as well. So in my experience, I've had a lot of difficulty finding peace in a relationship because I'm always searching for something, for someone that will just love me for who I am. But the problem is, because I haven't loved me for who I am, it's hard to find someone who actually loves me for who I am. They just love what they see, but they don't actually love what's deeper most of the time. And then when they see the deeper parts that are wounded and that are not fully healed, they don't want any of it, right? And unconditional love is not fully there because the unconditional love for myself is not there. And it also means that I'm not being myself, and so the person doesn't fully see who I am. They see what they want to see, and they see the wounded parts, but they don't see the truth of who I am because I haven't fully embraced the truth of myself and overcome all the wounds. So a lot of people can get into relationships and get married and work through these issues. Some people who, perhaps myself, I would love it to be able to, have my life partner just be with me. But it requires a lot of inner work for certain individuals who are extra sensitive in the world. And I'd say I'm one of those that doesn't live the typical life. I don't feel like I can just settle for someone. I have to be fully aligned with who I am and see my value. That's the main thing, is like see my worth and my value and know that I can be okay alone. But as soon as you're okay with being alone, usually the right one does show up. That's how it works. At least that's from what I've experienced in some ways, where it's like I'm getting a bit closer to the ideal person. And because I'm connecting to who I am, and I don't try to be something else. I'm actually just healing the wounds more and more so that I can be my full loving self with the right person. So if you are replaying those words from people, those experiences where you were badly rejected or hurt, or you were told something that just made you feel so small that you weren't of any worth to the world, I feel like if you can heal those things and release them from your energy field, it can require, again, some people do need help with this. I find a lot of the inner work is the most important, and inner realizations, going to different trainings and classes and healers can help as well, but you don't want to overdo it either because it is more of an internal process and realization. Sometimes you need one yoga class to wake you up, and it's just something that was done or said in that yoga class shifts your whole perspective. So I would say to find this inner worth and this inner value, it's not always necessary to go from one person, one healer, to the next, to the next, to the next, because that means you're giving all your power up to these people, and I'm not encouraging you to do that. It's to find your inner power and your inner strength to find yourself, know thyself, and the more you do that, you're so much higher up in your energy that there's nothing that can bring you down. So taking things less personally is part of that. If somebody doesn't like something you say, if you're coming from an authentic place, then it won't matter. It won't matter. You will be like, well, then that person's not part of my circle, right? I'm taking a risk by putting up these videos. I know that not everyone's going to like what I say. Some people might think it's hokey pokey. That's okay. I'm not here to talk to those people. They can listen though. You're welcome to listen. But I feel like because of my inner truth and my value and my self-worth, it's like expanded to this ability that I didn't fully realize until recently that I had. I'm now able to express my truth in a way that I know that I won't be affected by people's opinions in the way that I used to be. So now my words, my energy, I feel like I can share it because I'm in a better place and I'm in a more loving place with myself. So just tell yourself that you are powerful. You can say this to yourself now if you like. I am empowered. I am powerful. I am valuable. I am gifted. I am worthy, and I am loved. The right people will be there with me. The right people are there to love me. And most importantly, I love myself. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.